Hey there, good evening. How's it going? Today is August 17th, 2024, about 6:40 p.m. Currently 92 degrees Fahrenheit. That is about 33 degrees Celsius, although it feels cooler than that. The weather has changed considerably from yesterday. Not nearly so hot, cloudy, and it has been very, very windy today. So this is my last day in Podgorica. That was my hotel there. Nice little room for $61 US per night. And I am now walking over to a car rental agency that supposedly is still open, although I am rather doubtful that it actually will be, but want to check, and then I will go get some dinner and figure out the car rental probably tomorrow. Problem being, today is Saturday, so tomorrow is Sunday, but if nothing else works out, then there should at least be cars available at the airport of Podgorica here, which isn't too far away, and so then I will just get out there and hope to get a car, or maybe even look online later this evening and see what I can find. So this is Podgorica, the train station over there. I've already shown much of the city walking out that way. The car rental is other side of the train station, so I have to get over the track somehow, and so I thought that I would walk along and talk about jet lag, which is a pretty much unavoidable experience as a world traveler at some point. So I'm going to explain what I've been through as far as the whacked out sleeping patterns over the past week. Since I left Portland, Oregon and caught a flight to Toronto, Canada. So it isn't just a matter of the time zone changes, but also the overnight flights. So I'll end up with jet lag sometimes as a result of maybe not even a time zone change or just an hour or two, but the overnight flights are what really mess me up. Or it could be overnight bus rides, train rides, etc., in which you're traveling through the night, and in my case then I generally can't get any sleep on a plane or bus or train unless, you know, I have like two seats next to me on the train or the plane, or a nice bunk or whatever on a train. But even in that case, then usually just like the motion of the vehicle and the less than, you know, ideal sleeping whatever seats or bunk or whatever, then yeah, basically I just don't end up getting much, if any, sleep. And so you go through the night without sleeping and then arrive in the morning, or maybe, you know, arrive middle of the day or whatever. But if it's an overnight flight, then very likely that you're landing in the morning, and then you're a wreck and you want to go to sleep, but it's morning, and so you sleep during the day and then wake up in the afternoon sometime, and now you're wide awake, and then you can't sleep that night, and so you just get on this bad sleeping pattern. And so that has been the case for me for however long it's been since I left Portland, because I've done all these flights, and especially done overnight flights. So I left Portland at, I think it was 11:20 p.m. direct flight to Toronto. It wasn't a very long flight, just like 4 hours, but arrived at 7 in the morning, had a hotel there in Toronto, and so I was all, messed up, wiped out, and so slept during the day that first day in Toronto. And then I was there for like 3-4 days, and my sleep continued to be whacked out. I kind of managed to get some sleep at night, but still it was, just off. And so then I had another overnight flight from Toronto direct to Dublin, Ireland. That one left at 10:10 p.m. and then arrived at 10 in the morning in Dublin. And then I had a layover for like 7 hours, and then a flight that evening arriving in Dubrovnik, Croatia. So I land in Dublin and managed to find a somewhat quiet spot there in the airport, but very hard floor, lay out my blankets, and managed to kind of sort of get some sleep. I laid there for 3 hours, kind of dozing in and out, and then people were walking by, and there was a door right near me that people were opening up, and then I'd wake up, and so it was this weird 3 hours of sort of half sleep here and there, which was better than nothing, at least. And so then I catch my flight to Dubrovnik, another 3 hours, land 9 or 10 p.m. and get to my hotel there, and manage to get to sleep at a relatively normal time. Although, no, I think that I woke up really early, like 5 or 6 in the morning. And so that is kind of part of the problem, is that even if you manage to get to sleep at a fairly normal hour, then your internal sleep cycle is messed up, and so then you can end up waking up at random times, and that has been what has been happening for me since then. That was like 5-6 days ago that I arrived in Dubrovnik. And so since I've been here, and also the previous place where I was, Herceg Novi, then I've been waking up at weird hours. Like, so yesterday I woke up in the morning at, I think, around 5:30, something like that. And I had a video to edit, so I edited that video, and then was tired, and so I slept during the day and woke up at 4 in the afternoon or something like that. And so that was totally whacked out. And so then I was stuck awake until 5 o'clock this morning, 5 or 6, managed to get to sleep, and then woke up at 12:45 p.m. today, which is still messed up, and I don't know how it's going to go tonight as far as getting to sleep at some sort of a vaguely normal hour. But the hope is to now get back on track, especially since I plan to rent a car. Speaking of which, that rental car place might be other side of the tracks, so I'll figure that out in a minute here, but I'll wrap this up. So now it's going to be like this road trip, and I kind of need to be back on a regular schedule so I can be waking up, driving during the day, and not feeling drowsy. So I'll get back to normal eventually, but it could still take a little while. We shall see. So as far as like my tips, I really don't have any kind of a bulletproof, just do this and that will solve the jet lag. It's just a matter of your body getting used to the new time zone and getting back on track from the overnight experience, your best way to deal with it is just try to go to sleep each night at a regular hour. For me, kind of normal sleep cycles are like go to sleep around 11:30 at night to 1 in the morning, and then wake up somewhere around 8:30 to 10:30 ish, something like that. And so I have a general tendency, if I go to sleep at like 10 at night regardless, then I will oftentimes wake up in the middle of the night, 3 or 4, for some strange reason. Whereas if I go to sleep at 12 or 1, then I will tend to sleep a regular 8 or 9 hours. And so just try to go to sleep at your usual time, but if you can't get to sleep, you can't get to sleep, and so then you're stuck awake. So I'm kind of going to leave it up to you guys if you have any other tips. I don't know what else there is to do. I mean, you could take some sort of sleeping medication to force you to sleep, but I really don't like to do that. I don't like sleep pills, whatever, Benadryl or something like that. They tend to have weird effects on me, and then I'm like super groggy the next day after the sleep because it's weird sleep. So maybe that works better for others, but not for me. So it's just a matter of kind of putting the days in, and eventually you get back on track. But it can take sometimes a week, or even at the worst, 10 days or something before you genuinely get at that normal sleeping pattern for wherever you are. So sorry I don't have, some sort of a more simple solution. Just do this and then boom, you're back on track. It's a matter of your internal clock, your body getting used to the new 8 hours difference or whatever time zone. So there you go. That is it for today. I need to get this rental car situation dealt with, and then tomorrow the plan is to head out into those mountains there and go find some beautiful mountains, lakes, forests, and the smaller towns of Montenegro. Really looking forward to it. The weather is looking overall pretty good for the coming days, so it should be a really fun adventure. Lots more coming from Montenegro. See ya. Monte Cargo, Podgorica. Interesting spot here. The other side of the tracks. Rent-a-car, Podgorica. I am supposedly right there. Just thought that I would give an update on the car rental because there's no sign here. This is totally a residential area. I was skeptical, but it actually has very good reviews, so it could be just out of this person's apartment, but I don't feel like knocking on a random door to rent a car. I'd rather get something more legit. So probably what I'll be doing is tomorrow going out to the airport. So there is a Sixt rental car office at the train station, and Sixt is a reliable rental car company that I've used many times in the past. I'll even pay a little more sometimes to use them just because I know that there's going to be no funny business trying to stick me with some extra bill or whatever. But they're not going to be open on Sunday according to Google, so I will have to head out to the airport, which might be just as well because pick up the car at the airport, return it at the airport, avoid any extra fees that way. So now time to go find some good cheap dinner somewhere.